Hey guys, this is Alexander Fitzgerald or Assassinato. We're doing another portion of my Scoop 500 rebuy hand history review, going over all the really meaty hands, the hands with a ton of analysis I thought would be very helpful. In this hand, we have a hand with the man, the myth, the legend, Big Honey, and I thought it'd be fun to show you guys. It's kind of a flashy hand, but when you think about it, it's not really. Now, first things first, this is a hand a lot of times I'd like to have in my 3-bet bluffing range, my 3-bet semi-bluffing range, because this is a hand a lot of people don't consider as a good flat here. And one of the things I like to teach people is if it's right below your flatting range, that's usually one of your best hands for semi-bluffing, because if it's not going to work as a call, you can use it as a semi-bluff with a lot of post-flop potential. Whereas if it works as a call, maybe you want to consider just calling, because then that'll add legitimacy for when you do 3-bet. You won't just be 3-betting willy-nilly all the time. Now, in this case, I really do not like a call normally, because we have a guy behind us who is 3-betting a ton, and we look at his squeeze numbers, it's decent. So I normally would not like 3-betting here. However, I normally would not like calling here. I would prefer a 3-bet bluff. However, Big Honey has a problem. We have a problem with Big Honey. First of all, if we're going to 3-bet semi-bluff here, that's predicated... we're assuming the guy's going to call most of the time. That way, it's a really good thing we have something that has real post-flop potential. Big Honey is a little more careful pre-flop, because he's from that more old school American school of thought. We both kind of grew up in that, and that was flatting 3-bets is out of position. You really have to have a good reason to do that, and he doesn't do that as much as other players would do. And the other thing is, when he does flat, he plays a really good post-flop game, and perhaps a little too loose for many people's liking, but he makes it work way better than a lot of people. And you can see from his fold to c-bet numbers, he's just not folding. Fold to c-bet on the flop, 31. Fold to turn c-bet, 25. Not a lot of folding going on here. So I think instead of using this as a semi-bluffing hand, I'm going to call here and try to take this post-flop. But you can see, he's a super difficult player to play against, because he doesn't really fold too much to 3-bets. He doesn't c-bet too much. He doesn't give up on the turn that much. He doesn't fold to too many c-bets. He's really hard to get a hold on. There's no obvious leak looking at his statistics, and that's he gets a lot of press for being this flashy player and all that, but I really think behind all of that, he's just a very solid reg. He's a super solid reg, and I think it's really interesting and intelligent how he's cultivated this image of being kind of this nut, when really just as someone who I would humbly call myself a connoisseur of tournament poker, this is a hard guy for me to crack. This is really hard to bluff this guy off of anything. Now, I think he does need to become a little more unbalanced in certain situations, but I'm sure he does that. I've seen him adjust very rapidly. Now, on this board, we do have a backdoor flush draw and a straight draw. So that, and he doesn't c-bet and just give up to a raise here. He's one of the few guys I think who could even jam here as a bluff. And you do want to be analyzing all the stats, although I feel like I know Big Honey way more than my recent numbers will show.